Next week of fantasy football, and we are slowly dying with our own lives, I think.
What's wrong with the lives? Like, I think we're all good so far.
We'll review next tomorrow. It's going to kill him.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. Let's just say that much. I'll be fine. I think I'll be fine. It's just there's certain things I now have to look up that I didn't realize I had to look up and know off by heart in the morning. And realistically, when we're done here, I have about an hour to look over stuff.
Not Josh Allen for week 12. We're going to skip the Heroes and Zeros segment today. We're going to just do a preview of is it week 13 now? Jesus. It's nearly over.
I'm officially eliminated from the playoffs this week, I think.
Yeah, you're out, yeah?
Yeah, I am, because I've played the highest scoring team for the last 3 weeks.
Shane's fantasy season gone.
Shocking. In fairness, I actually think I put together a good team. I just didn't. It never fell for me between Amon-Ra's injuries, Henry starting slow, Fournette losing his whole O-line.
I love the way Sears the top of the game.
That's because he was just speaking over all the music. And it was just lamenting away.
It adds effect. Like the one thing I got out of it, and I wouldn't mind. I picked up AJ Dillon this week off of Dan dropping him. I was like, I reckon Dillon probably come good now coming into the playoffs as long as I can win this week. If I'd have just played him this week, I probably would have won my matchup.
You did get buzzsaw this week. It was like 140 points.
Oh, man. Sure, even last week, I was the third highest scorer in our league. I was only beaten by 0.4 or something by the second highest scorer. And then the guy who topped it all in our league beat me by 10 points. I was there like, this is fucking bullshit.
So I was actually the third highest scorer of the week this week, and I still lost by like 30 points.
Yeah, I did that last week. Yep.
I got Josh Jacobs twice in 2 different leagues.
Jamie's actually the highest scorer altogether in our league, and he's 2-10. You have the highest score.
Absolutely incredible. Like,
no,
I genuinely don't think my team was that bad. Like, it's not a 2-10 team.
No, right now, if you like, I would take your team right now. You could work with that. Like Murray, the Eagles defense, good. Hawkinson, underwhelming this season, but he's a good player. Mike Williams, when he's healthy, very good. Deebo Samuel, good. Aaron Jones on his day, one of the best running backs. And Zeke is just, he's there to get the touchdowns these days now, isn't he? That's about it. But I like the team.
Yeah, I had a trouble last weekend because I actually had 4 running backs that I could actually viably play, and I didn't know who to choose. Because remember you were saying to me on Sunday, it was like, why did you start what's this magic?
Yeah.
And I was like, because I had White and Jones. I didn't know who to play.
See, the reason I wouldn't have started White was the whole Fournette thing. Like I drafted Fournette high enough, so I'm going to play him regardless. Most weeks, anyway. I did drop him for a week there, I think, at some point when he wasn't injured, just because he was annoying me. But watching him, that Tampa O-line is so bad this year. Like, so many injuries. I wouldn't have played White. I'd have went with Samaje Perine, who just came off a brilliant week, and there was no Mixon there, so the run game was going good without Mixon. I figured just back-to-back weeks for Samaje, and he did it.
White only finished a point and a half behind him, though, I say.
Yeah,
So
in
it
fairness,
It
yeah,
wasn't too. Yeah.
it wasn't too bad. Yeah, you
Well,
got away
next
with
week,
it.
I
instead
did.
of dissecting the theme for the show, we'll hop into next week. Any questions you have, chuck them in the YouTube along the way, and we'll answer as many questions as we can. Also, like and subscribe on YouTube as well. We like to get a few
What was
figures
that?
here and there. Buffalo at New England is the Thursday night game.
Poor Buffalo, 2 Thursday night games in a row. Well, Thursday and Thursday night games in a row.
Yeah, it's hard to know what to do with Buffalo going into Foxborough. Like, I suppose the obvious ones are Josh Allen. He's a play. Like, no one's really benching Singletary at the minute, are they?
Oh, Singletary's been good, man. Since I traded for him, it's like he decided he was just going to start playing. He's like, I like that guy. I'm going to play for him.
He was a little bit slow this week, but like he didn't kill you.
No, and like from watching the Detroit Buffalo game last week, like it wasn't so much even his fault. Like the Bills should have ran the ball more, and they did it towards the end of the game where they needed to run the ball a little bit more, and they did, and it worked. And then they had to score, so they started throwing the ball again. But like Singletary should be used more by the Bills. He should be, especially now Josh Allen is a little shaken up. So he should be very viable going forward.
You would think so, but not really here, though. Like, Patriots very good against the run. Like, they just seem really, really, really tough to beat this year. Like, I don't know if I play Singletary in this game.
Yeah, I class him as like a mid-range flex option this week.
Yeah.
Maybe high-end flex option, but flex still.
Yeah, I'd say if you haven't, you flex him, like, but I play him with caution.
The main question, I think, probably in this matchup, Jamie, is because it's a question I have for my own team: is do you play Gabe Davis?
I think if you have Gabe Davis, I think you continually play Gabe Davis because he just has so much upside, and like that Bills offense is just so good. You know, like when they're taking that. But like with the likes of Davis, you're going to have these like really bad weeks. You're going to have really good weeks. I don't think you're ever going to get him on a consistent level. And you know yourself, the minute you don't play him, he's going to absolutely break out and hit like 30 points. And he's well able to do it. But like last week, he didn't have a good game. Week before, he didn't kill you, but you know, like, if you kind of look at his stat line over the whole year, it's very much like 5, 2, 30, 15, 4, 4, 18, 9, 5. Yeah, he's actually, if you look actually on Sleeper, he's like, he's range. He's actually due to have a good game this week. So, play him.
Yeah.
And maybe they lock up Diggs and that leaves room for Gabe Davis.
I suppose that is an option. Dawson Knox?
Nah.
Yeah, I think you're better out there. He's just not hitting those heights, is he?
No, better matchups more so. Like I know he played well this week, didn't he? He's caught a touchdown, did he? No, he didn't. That was last week. Sorry. Yeah, just there's better matchups out there, I think, than Dawson Knox. Like you can definitely get a tight end somewhere.
This Patriots defense, like you never really want to play anything other than your main options. They can be beat at tight end is the place, but your running backs, your wide receivers, they tend to take a bit of a hit against the Patriots even. Yeah,
the Bills defense I think is a great start this week. I don't see much coming from the Patriots offense that's going to upset the Bills defense. So if you have the Bills defense, you're in a good spot this week, I would say.
Except for Ramondre Stevenson, and he's probably the only. He seems to be him and Nick Folk seems to be the only way they score points anymore.
Yeah. Nick Folk by kicker of the year.
He just mentioned the kicker.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, he's coming over. He's coming over to the dark side.
Oh, we're the light side. He's the dark side.
You can play the soundboard.
Yeah, it basically sums it up for New England, though. Stevenson or bust, really, doesn't it? There's no one else you're playing there.
No, I don't
Yeah,
think
that's
so.
about it.
We'll move on. Pittsburgh at Atlanta.
What a game.
This is the only time you'll ever be excited about playing a Pittsburgh player, I think, all season. And Najee's injured.
I know. I now hate Najee as well.
Well, actually, they're both injured, aren't they? Warren is out as well.
No, Warren is due to be back this week. It was on there. It popped up on news there before we came in.
Okay. I'd be very wary about playing him, even if he is back.
So what are we saying? Benny Snell is the pickup.
I'm not playing any of them.
I don't think any of us are going on record to say that, to be quite honest. Well,
Benny Snell had a 13-point week last week.
He did, yes. And that was good for Benny Snell. Fair play to him.
I think in this whole matchup, the only person I want to play is Pickens. After that, just forget about it.
No Cordero, no.
Oh, I didn't even think about Cordero. Yeah, you kind of just always forget about all Atlanta attacking options.
Yeah.
Hey, well, that's because Cordero was missing for a few weeks. Like realistically, he's the only man you want off of him at the minute.
Yeah, even he's not great.
Oh, it's hard to be great when Mariota's your quarterback.
You're still winning games.
Yeah, I don't know how they're doing it. It's actually extremely impressive that they've gotten 5 wins. Like I thought Atlanta this year, like maybe one game, 2 games, and that's it. Like they have been really impressive to get the 5.
They have, to be fair.
That's overachieving already, and there's still a good few games left in the season.
Oh, it's a good time to be alive. We're straightforward then. We're just keeping running back out of it.
There's nothing else really here. Like you say Pickens or Patterson. I don't think you want to touch anything else.
We'll put a couple of Pickens questions out then quickly. Would you play Pickens or would you play Alan Lazard against Chicago?
Alan Lazard.
Oh, depends who's quarterback. Rodgers might be
I forgot Rodgers might be gone, yeah.
If Rodgers is in, I go Lazard. If he's not, probably go Pickens.
Yeah, because Jordan loves his ass.
Yeah.
Donovan Peoples-Jones against Houston or George Pickens?
Are the Browns away from home?
The Browns are indeed in Houston, but it's Houston, so who cares?
Yes. Well, Amari Cooper does. So, yeah, I play Donovan Peoples-Jones over him, yeah.
This is Deshaun Watson's first game back as well.
Oh, yeah, definitely played Donovan Peoples-Jones, so.
Really, a rusty quarterback?
He'd be good. It's not like he hasn't been throwing the ball.
Yeah, like it's not like he's been
injured. Anyway.
Yeah, but it's not like he was injured. So, like he's been training with them like the last 12 weeks. So I don't think he'd be too bad.
I flat out refused to pick him up. I said I'm not going to be that guy.
That's the same. Yeah.
I put fantasy football before my morals.
And you have Fields.
I needed a quarterback like this weekend, and I was like, no, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, good man, Jamie.
I just had to cover myself in case Fields doesn't run out. If Fields is cleared this week, Deshaun goes straight to the waiver wire.
Sure.
Even having him there. Denver at Baltimore. Any big thoughts about this? It's very negative so far, the first 3 games.
That's nearly, in some cases, that's nearly worse than the last game, which is really odd to say, but like it kind of is. Like, I don't.
What's Russell Wilson like?
Oh Jesus Christ! I think the only I genuinely think the only person you take here is Andrews. I don't think you take anyone else, do you?
If Jerry Jeudy's back from injury, I'd like to see what he plays like, but he came off a few good weeks before he got injured there. seem to be Russ's favorite target.
Mm.
He could be good against the defense we've seen this season, can be gotten after with the wide receivers and that. So he could be an interesting option depending on how fit he is. J.K. Dobbins, another one who could return from IR this week, probably be on a snap count though. So it probably wouldn't play J.K.
I don't think I'd play any of them running backs anymore in Baltimore. You've just added another one to the mix of mess.
Yeah. And then I don't really see anyone else I want to play there other than Andrews. Then, like, I'd be interested in Jerry Jeudy, but that's about it.
You probably have to play Lamar. If you drafted Lamar, you're just playing him. Like, what is it?
Yeah, but it was so underwhelming last week until like the very end, and then he saved you.
He's been underwhelming like the whole way through. Like, isn't he? Like, he's like, they were happy with the first few weeks, but then he's only like got to 25 like twice. No, he didn't even get to it last week. He got 24. Like, so he's not.
Yeah, and even that 24, he was on 14 there coming into the fourth quarter, I think. Like, he got 10 points in that fourth quarter to save people's games last week. Like, he was really killing people last week. Got out of jail, and I hate that.
I think I'm playing him anyway. Like, Lamar over. Let's say you have Rodgers against Chicago with the injury. Would you play Lamar? Or are you going to go with Rodgers?
Well, you play Lamar over Rodgers for fantasy every day of the week.
Like if you have Lamar, you're playing Lamar.
Yeah, if I had Kyler, I wouldn't, and Lamar, I'd be playing Kyler over Lamar. I'd say or maybe not just the Fields now injured at the moment, but like Dak with the way he's playing, I'd probably play Dak over him at the minute.
Yeah, I suppose these are all hypotheticals though. Like, it's probably very few rosters that would have those two quarterbacks. But anyway, it's probably a decent shout. We'll move off the quarterback. If you have him, you're playing him. Basically, this is kind of where you're going. Latavius Murray is an interesting name to talk about.
Is he?
He's kind of like that. Really, you kind of just have to take that. Just it's awful. Like 15 and 10 in the last 2 weeks since Melvin Gordon got the boot.
Is he rostered in our league?
Yeah, I picked him up.
The
day before Melvin Gordon got the boot for that fumble, I picked him up because I just had to play someone. I just needed a running back. Latavius Murray was sitting there. I was like, oh, I'll take the 6 points from Latavius, and then he became the only running back in Denver.
Yeah, I genuinely thought you like foreshadowed that. I was a bit sick when it didn't. I was like, you bastard.
So that was just pure luck.
That's where Jamie really got fucked over this year, was with the Denver Bronco running backs.
The Denver Broncos.
You drafted both of them. And now none of them are there.
At the start of the season, the Denver Broncos on paper looked like they had a very good team. It wasn't my fault. It turned out to be absolute tripe.
I think we even hyped them up here before the start of the season. We were like, the wide receivers that are there, the running backs they have, they got Russ. It's like it's all coming together. That defense was really good last year. Denver could be a really good team. Like, what are we now? 13 weeks later, 3 and what are they? 3 and 8. 3 and 8.
Yeah.
Would you play Latavius Murray or would you play Rashad White against the Saints?
White.
Fournette is back this week, so I.
If Fournette's back, obviously Murray. But like,
Murray,
if Fournette's out, you play White.
How about?
He was very impressive.
Say Brian Robinson from Washington against the Giants, or Murray.
I probably play Brian Robinson. They look like Washington look like they're going on a bit of a roll here at the minute.
Yeah, he looked good last week too, didn't he?
Yeah.
We'll move on to the Baltimore wide receivers. Can you look Robinson's way?
Why are we going?
Are we not off this game? I thought we were off this game. I thought it was fairly self-explanatory. There's nobody else to talk about there.
Oh,
You can talk about the Ravens wide receivers, but like I don't think you're playing any of them. I don't think you want to go there. That's a desperation play,
Yeah,
like
we're
a
definitely not
forced
benefiting
flex.
anyone listening to this, telling them, oh yeah, play Robinson. Or more the normal advice, do not play Robinson because he will get you maybe 2 points.
That's about it.
I updated the soundboard a little bit. Cortland Sutton, maybe if Jerry Judy sits. Even then, I'm not super excited about that option. I would look for other ones.
Yeah.
We're all gone from Dulcich. None of us care about him anymore, do we? We're just.
I'm still starting him.
That's
he's
how
alright.
are.
He looks a small bit of a shining light in that offense, to be fair to him.
Yeah,
John.
and like only for a stupid holding penalty last week, he caught a touchdown.
Holding. Green Bay at Chicago. This is a weird game because you don't know who the quarterback is for either teams at the minute.
Yeah, like what it makes it a little bit more interesting because if you're going off just the skill positions for these two teams, you're taking Green Bay all day. But if Rodgers doesn't play and Fields does play, you'd give the edge to the Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I we couldn't pick this game. Like if Fields plays, I'm probably it's I don't know, it's very difficult.
You're probably going running backs, really. Jones and Montgomery. After that, I think you're kind of struggling. I think if Fields plays, Claypool will be a great play. I think he's the only one he has to throw the ball to now with Mooney out. So I think Claypool now could be a fantastic pickup for someone.
Yeah, but Claypool can be locked up easy enough as well, and that Green Bay secondary is decent enough at taking away someone if they want to. Like so,
they
can
aren't. They can
They-
be. Yeah, they can
yeah.
be. Yeah.
But again, against a team with a quarterback whose passing isn't, even if Fields plays, his passing isn't top notch. Like Fields doesn't make them throws where it just glides into the pocket over the back shoulder. Like he's not that guy. He's just not. So Claypool be a lot of going up for contested catches. I'd fancy the Green Bay DBs against them, especially like maybe St. Brown there or something, and like a little surprise play. If you want to take a chance, you're just fucking around and you need a flex. A guy who's could be gadgeted in or Pringle even.
Oh God.
Yeah, but like I think I'd rather play one of them than Claypool this week. I just don't. I think Claypool will just be double covered, locked up, taken out of the game.
So Cole Kmet is what you're saying.
Yeah, Cole Kmet really. Yeah,
yes. Yeah.
But like even Kmet hasn't played great in 2 weeks now. Like
when was he had that big game, and then were they on
He had
bye or
two-
something?
no, he had two in a row.
Yeah. Then Fields got injured in the Atlanta game, didn't he? And they didn't play against the Jets. Fields.
Yeah. So look, it's a weird game, but like realistically, the only thing you can bank on in this is Montgomery, Jones, and look, Dylan had a good week last week, but he's touchdown reliant. If you want to stick him in a flex, fair enough. But I'd start Montgomery and Jones, not a problem, especially if the two quarterbacks are in doubt.
I'd have to have my back against the wall to bank on Dylan this week again. Like it's just give me another week at Dylan, and then we can talk about getting maybe sort with a flex spot.
Yeah, like after last week, like I could see people flexing them just for the week they had if they're struggling with injuries or whatever. Like I can see him going into the team, but personally, my own team, he's on my roster now. He won't be in my team this week.
I'd play Christian Watson because you just see he's so explosive.
Yeah, I think at this point, I think you kind of have to, don't you? Like two back to back 19-point weeks. The week before was a massive breakout game against the Cowboys. Like I think you kind of have to at least flex them at this point.
Yeah, like what Watson again, he's benefiting from Rodgers. Like, is he going to put up them points if Rodgers isn't in the team? Like,
Yeah, if Rodgers isn't in the team, I don't think you play Lazard or Watson, really.
yeah, I would be inclined to agree. I know someone has to catch the ball, but I could see
If
Green Bay throwing the ball 15 times maybe and running it 35, 40 times. Like,
yeah, especially when you got a set of backs like Jones and Dillon, like
yeah,
that.
like I think if he's out, if Rodgers is out, I think Dillon becomes a flex option. I think if Rodgers is in, Dillon stays on the bench. That's the
This
way
game
I
is
kind of
big.
look at this.
This game is big. Just keep an eye on the practice reports. Keep an eye on what's happening. Like,
Yeah,
you don't know till Sunday. Like, and even then, you might not want to play any of the options.
exactly. But we're probably too early now trying to call it. Like, Rodgers could be sat down for the rest of the year. Like at this point.
Yeah, and then I'll just play this for Fields just before we leave. We don't get the full song unless something.
He did push it to the limit, and he got injured.
He done fucked himself up.
Yeah, he pushed it over the limit.
God damn it, Justin! We told you don't go that close to the limit. Keep pushing it, man. Jacksonville at Detroit. Trevor Lawrence had a big game last week, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good game last week.
Trevor Lawrence looked very impressive last week, to be fair to him. That 2 minute drill at the end was impressive.
He put on his big boy pants.
He did.
I'd be rolling with Trevor Lawrence this week if I had him.
Yes, I am.
Oh, he's on your roster, is he?
Yeah, I needed a quarterback, so Lawrence came in.
Ah, yeah. Job. He should have a big week against Detroit here. I'd say this could be a pretty nice game. Like, could be good points in this.
Yeah, I would expect this to be high enough score. Two offenses. Like, Jacksonville clicked last week big time. Detroit, they've just been scoring kind of when they wanted this season a lot of the time, haven't they?
Yeah.
Goff could be a decent stream as well if you're looking for a quarterback. Like, Goff's always kind of like that break glass kind of. Listen, if you're caught out, have a go with him. Like, Jacksonville 25th worst against the quarterback. Like,
yeah,
you could, but I think you're really tossing a coin with Goff. Like, you don't know what you're gonna get. It's either gonna be like an average game or just he's gonna absolutely tank you.
there's no in between with Goff.
There is none. Like,
the running backs are a bit more interesting. Oh, I didn't see Henderson got picked up by Jacksonville. That's nice to see. He got a team.
yeah. Wait till he'd be dropped by the end of the season.
ETN's supposed to be good to go anyway, so he's an auto start if he is back. And then the DeAndre Swift hell that people seem to be in. Like, what do you do here? He's only getting 30% of snaps.
You just don't draft him in the first round next year and just cut your losses this year.
He busts on the season next year and absolutely kills.
But I suppose what your problem is now is that while he's getting healthier and healthier, he's starting to take more and more snaps off Williams. So, like, you can imagine, maybe not this game, but next week, this could go 50-50. And then if you're the Williams owner, you're cursing him because all he's done is suck in the life.
I think you just have to keep playing Williams, though, don't you? Until you get that sting, I think you have to keep playing him is a problem.
Yeah, and I think we've said it here a few times. Like, Williams should be the RB1 there. Like he has the talent. He's an unbelievable running back. He's not getting the credit the man deserves. Like, he's had some unbelievable weeks, and he's ran that Lions offense all year, pun intended.
He's the top touchdown scorer this year in the league.
Yeah, there you go. Like,
and that is incredible when you think about like guys like McCaffrey are there, Henry, Saquon's having the year he's having. Like, for Jamal Williams to be the top touchdown scorer is pretty incredible. Like, when you look at what those guys have been doing all year. So
you might be in a position where you have to play Swift because you're in the hunt for the playoffs and it's very hard to bench DeAndre Swift. But I think, can you? I think that's the main question in this game. Do you have the stones to like bench DeAndre Swift if you're in the hunt for a game, and then he might go off?
I think what benefited a lot of Swift owners this year though was he got injured so early in the year that you got a replacement for him. Like most people must have. He was out for how many weeks was he out at the start of the year? 5 weeks, 6 weeks? He missed.
He has 4, and then he's slowly he's been coming back for 5 weeks. Like he's been getting like no snaps.
Yeah, so like I reckon most Swift owners that took because he went in the first round. I doubt he went in the second round in any draft anywhere. So I'd say everyone who has him probably picked up a replacement that probably might have changed it out or traded to get someone. So I'd say most people who had Swift on their rosters are probably not banking on him at this time. You know, but the fact that you draft him in the first round, you're probably still playing him somewhere in your team.
Yep, I'd agree. Christian Kirk, Amon-Ra there just in. You're not really questioning them in this both high-scoring game.
Yep, that's fair enough. I think Zay Jones probably play here as well.
Yep.
Zay Jones had a good week last week, didn't he? And then
brilliant.
Evan Ingram, then he's if you're in that crapshoot of tight ends, he's probably not the worst shout.
He hasn't been good in weeks. Yeah. He hasn't done anything since week 8.
He's fell off a cliff, that man.
Yeah,
and he was very good through the first 8 weeks.
Yeah, now he's not worth. See, I think Zay Jones and Christian Kirk have definitely, maybe not Christian Kirk, but Zay Jones has taken touches away from Evan Ingram. He's been playing too good.
Yeah, I personally picked up Tyler Conklin over him this week, so
not a bad pickup.
Where are we? We're Jacksonville at Detroit. So now we're moving on to Cleveland at Houston. The return of Deshaun Watson with his massage oils. Kyle Allen. You can't play anyone on the Houston side. It's done. Forget about it. Damian Pierce, Brandon Cooks. None of them are options if Kyle Allen is your quarterback. You'd say they were like negative 700 yards at the weekend.
Yeah, look, you're playing the Cleveland Browns. You're playing Watson if you were the completely evil, unmoral person that picked them up. You're playing Chubb. Don't play Amari, he's away from home. And Donovan Peoples-Jones. They're your plays.
Do you know that Houston are actually really good against the quarterback and the wide receiver position? Like, they don't give up a lot of points to those positions purely because everyone runs for like 250 yards on them.
I was just about to say it, just run the ball. I don't need to throw it.
Like, I'll get you the stats here of what the Texans are. Oh, sorry, no, I need to pull up Cleveland's schedule. Come on. Cleveland are playing Houston, who are the 5th best team against wide receivers.
That is shocking.
That's amazing.
Because no one passes on them because they don't need to. They're 3rd best against quarterbacks. Like, just no one bothers to even try and pass because they've already ran it for 700 yards. So it's Nick Chubb is going to be the running back one this week.
Yeah, should be.
Yeah,
playing Chubb, you're losing.
Lovely spot.
You're playing Chubb, you're losing. The Jets at Minnesota. Well done, New York Jets. I'm so happy for you. We don't have to watch Zach Wilson, and you're a super fun team.
Yeah, Mike White, man, what a performance.
Yeah.
That guy was like watching that game. You were looking at him, you were like, this guy can play. I remember when he came in for them last year too, didn't he? And he actually looked viable for him last year too. Till he had like a 3 or 4 interception game or something.
Yeah, I think Michael Carter got like 4 receiving touchdowns with him, stupid like that in the Mike White game, didn't he?
Oh,
it was Mike White. You gotta love him because he's just such a good story. And plus Zach Wilson just kind of annoys me because he's just standing on the sideline with a scowl on his face. Like, man, you sucked. Go
Yeah,
away.
he's just an entitled prick. Like, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I'm delighted for White. He had a great game last week. 100% deserves it. Played much better than Wilson's played all year. So that's all right.
Yeah.
See, I think Mike White, it's like he's just not afraid of failure. He's real composed when he has the ball. He'll just throw it in, and there's just no fear. He'll stand in the pocket, doesn't care about getting hit, and he'll just throw the ball in there. Like he's great to watch. Like
I'm playing Mike White in my dynasty team this week. Like I'm basically in the playoffs, so I was like, I may as well have some fun. I'm going to get Mike White in this week.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Minnesota play against the quarterback, and the Jets are pretty good. I'm going to have some fun this week. I'm going to watch Mike White and be happy.
You do you, Dan. You do you.
What you want to do, man?
Yeah.
We'll put it down to the test. Would you play Mike White or would you play Jared Goff against Jacksonville?
I probably play Jared Goff.
Yeah, I probably would. Yeah.
For anyone who wants to join me and have a bit of fun with Mike White, like Mike White had 4 passing touchdowns last week.
Yeah, look, I would love to see. Like, I personally slated the Jets coming into this season, and I am so happy they have actually looked like a good team. They make me want to watch Jets games now because, like, the defense is so good. I love watching interceptions, big defensive plays, sacks, the whole lot. I love it. And the Jets have been so good all year at that. It's been great. But then they play Zach Wilson. And I'm like, I fucking hate this team. I just hate you. I'm like, right, I love your defense, but I fucking hate Zach Wilson.
Anyway, we'll get on to the actual fantasy of this. Kirk Cousins, are you playing him against the Jets defense, which we just talked about?
God, no.
Yeah, probably not. No.
Would you play Goff over him? Goff is the median here.
Yeah.
No, I play Cousins.
Would you? Man's going to be marinated.
Yeah, I just no.
Going to have sauce all over him, man.
Oh,
that's disgusting.
Mother
this is a family show. Like, why would you say things like that? Fuck's sake.
Oh, you know what's better, the terrible jokes or the terrible sound effects? Dalvin Cook, play him.
Yeah.
Michael Carter's injured, so are we playing this night fella?
Oh, yeah. Look, if you want to have a little bit of fun, as you said, I suppose you can stick him in a flex position. Personally, I wouldn't be playing him unless I'm stuck for a flex option.
Zonathan Knight or AJ Dillon against the Bears?
I'd probably go with Dillon, fact that it looks like Rodgers is going to be out.
Okay. Garrett Wilson has burst on and dominated the fantasy world, hasn't he? So he's in your wide receiver 2 at this stage.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'd have no problem playing Garrett Wilson coming into this week. But yeah, probably wide receiver 2, low end.
I go flex. I'd say I don't think I've put him wide receiver 2 yet.
If Mike White's starting, he's a low end wide receiver 2 to me.
Yeah, but look, let's talk this logically, right? White had one good game, right, against the Bears last week. Let's not go overboard, Mike. Or Mike White.
Minnesota's defense hasn't exactly been outstanding. Like they got tore up against the Bills, they got tore up against Dallas. Like I know they're 2 really good teams, but like the Jets are 7-4. They're not looking that bad. Like, why can't Mike White go in there and rip them asunder?
I'm not saying he can't, but I'm just not trusting him this week. You know, if he does it again this week, yeah, 100%. I'm all aboard the White train.
The white train. Glad to say the white train.
You did not. Yeah, no. It doesn't work, dude.
Fuck it.
Just get up there and do a boot step around the room for yourself as
well. Minnesota are 28th against the quarterback, so like they're not a scary matchup for the quarterback. Against the wide receiver position, they're also 28th, so Like you can play Garrett Wilson and Mike White if you really want to go for Mike White, like I do. Then we have Justin Jefferson against Sauce. That's going to be fun to watch. I'm not benching Justin Jefferson in any situation ever, anyway. So
God no,
God no.
man is
You're
way
rolling
too good.
that's our third against the wide receiver, but still, that like does that just kind of take Thielen out of the game for you?
I don't think so, man. I think Thielen is crafty enough to get himself a few points in the game.
He's like a ninja.
Yeah, like I think if I have Thielen on my team, I'm playing Thielen. You know,
Yeah, that's fair
I
enough.
trust him enough. He's been good for so long. Like,
Thielen-
especially because you know Sauce is going to be one-on-one with Jefferson for the whole game. He's probably going to follow him around the pitch wherever he lines up. Sauce will be opposite him. So Thielen could get a few favorable matchups here. Like,
would you think Pickens against Atlanta, or would you go with Thielen?
Go Pickens.
yeah, I probably 50-50 there, but I'd probably edge it to Pickens.
Okay, so we're gonna say Pickens there. Yeah, that's a tight one. Would you play Treylon Burks against Philly or Thielen?
Thielen. No, not
Thielen,
playing
yeah.
against that Philly defense.
Not,
think
for,
with that
not wide
Philly-
receivers.
Yeah, the running backs against the Philly defense is the way to go, but the wide receivers is a bit of a scary prospect. Conklin and Hawkinson, I think they're both plays this week, aren't they?
Yeah,
Hawkinson,
like
yeah.
Hawkinson hasn't lit up the world, but look, he's been consistent enough this year to play him.
He's looked a lot better since he went to that Vikings team. He seems like a good part of that offense.
But it's like he was the number one target for a lot of games with the Lions.
Yeah,
like,
but
I
jerk
I
off.
know he had a couple of bad weeks. Yeah,
Oh, like,
tied in 4 in the season, isn't he, as well? So like, look, he's flying it really.
Who would you prefer to play, Conklin or Hawkinson? If you had the choice of either.
I'd
Oh,
take
Hawkinson.
Hawkinson. Yeah, I'd take Hawkinson.
Okie dokes. Washington at New York. Heineke against Daniel Jones. There's
Clash of the Titans.
and yet it's a 7-5 team versus a 7-4 team.
I mean, clash of the tits.
Can't insult two fan bases.
Yes, I can. I just did it.
You can reach Shane at Shane.
What? Look, if any of these two franchises genuinely believe that they're going to be going into next season with Daniel Jones and Heineke at quarterback position, they're deluded. Daniel Jones' 5th-year option won't pick up, so unless he signs an extremely cheap deal, he's not staying at New York. Taylor Heineke is a journeyman.
It's kind of hard to know what New York do with Daniel Jones. I think the plan might have initially been like, right, we give him this season and see what we do, and if it sucks, we move on. But they're 7-4. Like it's hard to move on when you're 7-4. I don't know.
Yeah, because Saquon actually stayed healthy and ran the ball.
Speaking of Saquon, you will be starting him in this game. There's no real question there.
Yeah, but I genuinely think you could start Daniel Jones here if you're looking for a quarterback for the week. Like he's a viable pickup option. He's not awful. Like he's been a lot better this year than he has been. I think he's genuinely a lad you can pick up if you're
That's
stuck for a
because he
quarterback.
knows he's losing his job.
Yeah, exactly. So,
You tend to perform better, but I'm still not like. Isn't Chase Young back this week?
That's
think
back
so.
every week is the issue.
Yeah, but isn't he actually practicing this week? Isn't he back this week? Last week he had a half-week practice, and they said they weren't starting him until he had a full week's practice. So this week will be a full week's practice. And if Chase Young is back, I don't care if he hasn't played in 5 years. He is going to kill Daniel Jones.
Who was picked number 1 the year? Was Chase Young number 1 or was he number 2?
Ooh,
I think he was number 2, wasn't it?
Was he
Was
number
that
2?
Trayvon
Yeah.
Walker that year? Or was Trayvon Walker this year or last year? don't know.
Just
Losing
you
my
know.
mind. Move on swiftly to the relevant fantasy players.
Yeah.
Brian Robinson. We said earlier we're going to play him this week.
Yeah, I would.
you can. Yeah.
It's hard to know what to do with Gibson. Like, where do you go with this? Like, he's probably gone to your bench, is he?
Yeah, it's too
Yeah.
hot and cold, isn't it? It's too hard to predict unless you're in like a real bad way that you're flexing him still. But like you should not be relying on him as well as a running back 1 or 2 at this point.
No.
Yeah.
No.
No boom there, is there? Like, if you need to win a week, he's not going to win you a week.
No.
Robinson's kind of taken over there now altogether. So I think he's your man.
Terry McLaurin, he's straight in, but Samuel, we're not going to touch Samuel, are we?
No, man's ass.
No.
Okay.
Not this
That's
week.
gas.
I've gone past that now. I'm okay.
And the wide receivers in it for New York, I don't think you can trust Slayton. I don't know. That's just me. I don't think I'd be playing him.
Again, yeah, not unless you're like in a real bad injury place where you need to play him. I wouldn't be playing him.
No. Yeah, I agree.
Tennessee at Philadelphia, the 10-1 Philadelphia Eagles. It's hard to look very far in this Tennessee team rather than Derrick Henry. Like, Burks is your real option there, but do you want to mess with that? I know he has been getting a lot of attention.
Yeah, I suppose. Look, if you're looking for a guy, for a flex option, I don't think he's a bad option here. He's probably the only option Titans really have, apart from Henry, obviously, and a wide receiver. So.
Big risk to play him this week, but like it could pay off because Philly's linebacker's been injured. They might end up, trying to stack the box a bit more to slow down Henry because the run game, as we talked about earlier, is the run defense is awful now. So, like if Traylon Burks gets one-on-one coverage, there's nothing to say that he can't break a couple of big touchdown runs, but I doubt it. I think Henry is probably the only play, as Jamie said.
Yeah, I'd agree. Like, you can, if it's flex option, you can look Traylon's way. Like, if you don't have much else, say you've got players on by, you might be missing Nuke, you might be missing Hollywood, you might be missing James Conner. Like, if you're like, you could be pushed against the wall here with buys, and then that's probably where you would look towards Traylon Burks. The other side,
yeah.
The Eagles side, Jalen Hurts. That's not really a question mark, is it? You're just playing him at this stage every week. He's your quarterback now.
Yep, 100%.
Sanders, again, it's not been as sweet as it was, but still, you're not getting killed by him, are you? You had a good week last week, like.
Yeah, 29 points is pretty decent.
I was more talking about the weeks before that, where he was what, like 5-5.
Yeah, like
how
if you have
Miles,
you're playing
not
him.
out.
So I
how
would
are
never
Tennessee
feel.
against the run. Sorry, Jamie.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I'd never feel confident playing him, but like I think he kind of deserves it at this point to be your RB2 anyway.
I still wouldn't play him.
Yeah,
I would. What are they? 15th.
5th. They're very good against the run.
Tennessee are.
Yeah.
Yeah, well then.
oh, yeah, just don't. So
Incredibly bad against the wide receivers.
Hurts breaking out a few runs, then maybe.
People just pass on them apparently because they're 31st against the pass. So fire up your AJ Brown and your Devonta Smith. Devonta Smith might work on the old touchdown this week.
Yeah, maybe Devontae might be a sneaky little play this week.
Yeah, nine targets the last 2 weeks. He hasn't had a touchdown in 2 weeks. 3 weeks is he had last time on week 10, so might be worth going to the bookies and seeing what odds you can get on that. Anyway, that's just my betting aside. Are you looking for Austin Hooper in this game?
I wouldn't imagine so. No.
No.
Do you really want to go there?
Not really, but I have to ask these questions. It is a podcast about fantasy football.
We
Is
actually
that really a question?
we have a question in the chat there, boys, from Big
Cool.
Trev.
Big Trev. All right, Trev. What's up, boys? Need help? Donovan's People Jones or Thielen, and then Rashad or Kamara. That's Rashad White, I'd say, obviously. Both full PPR. So I'd be going Thielen over Donovan People Jones, I think, with the first week back for Voldemort himself. And plus the fact that we talked about the Texans, you don't need to pass on the Texans because you can just run the ball. The Browns are set up to just run the ball.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah.
I'd take Thielen, and I'd definitely take Kamara over White with the way Tampa's O-line is.
Yeah, it doesn't look like White's going to probably play this week, really, if Fournette is back. So, yeah, go Kamara.
It'd be interesting to see if they go 50-50 there.
I reckon it will be a bit more 50-50. You see Rashad White in a lot of passing downs as well.
I think if Lenny Sid's Rashad White is a good play, but like you have to go Kamara really. Like he's a stud. I know it's been terrible for the Saints, but like if you sit him and he goes off, you won't be able to live with yourself. And plus Tampa Bay are 14th against wide receiver position. Like, but does that really matter to the Saints? Like, can't really pass the ball anyway. Third against the running back.
No.
That has the stink of a very, very low scoring game, that Saints and Bucks game.
Yeah, it does really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I
look forward to breaking that game down in more detail when we get to it.
Divisional game, though. Again, a lot of divisional game, and I suppose could happen in it.
Okay, so we're moving on from which game were we on? We're
on Miami, San Francisco now.
Miami at San Francisco, 8-3 versus 7-4. If you were to have this as your Super Bowl game, who would you pick?
Now, I'd pick the Dolphins.
Yeah, these two made the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I think I'd swing Miami's way as well. I don't trust Jimmy G not to throw like at least 2 interceptions in a big game like that.
For some reason, I could see Kyle Shanahan overthinking it as well, and him becoming the new Andy Reid, where he just could never seem to get a ring.
Didn't Andy Reid get a ring though?
He did, yeah, but it took.
He took him like his whole life.
One Patrick Mahomes, please.
Yeah.
That's all they need. Just a Patrick
Shanahan just looking at Jimmy G going, can't fuck. I can believe I have to play you again.
Tua against this great San Francisco defense, it doesn't really matter. Tua's one of those quarterbacks you just play. Would you play Jimmy G against this crap Miami defense, though, is the question.
Miami defense looked a little bit better this week, though, didn't they?
Yeah, but they were playing the Texans.
Yeah, it's very easy to look good against Kyle Allen.
It was the Texans, isn't it? Yeah, it was the Texans.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
There was one possession where he almost threw a pick and then immediately threw a pick after almost throwing the pick. I think it was on the pick 6. That really sucked for any of Miami players you had, though, because they were just all benched at halftime.
Yeah, that officially killed me. Like, for all the touchdowns they scored, Tua only threw 1, and I was like, this is awful. He is coming out of the game, and I have 18 points. I was like, I should have like 40 points right now and be destroying this matchup.
Yeah, it wasn't brilliant now, to be honest, because like even Tyreek and Waddle, I think they were on like 11 and 10 or something like that, and they just both sat down for the rest of the game. They're like, oh, this is fucking fabulous.
Yeah. Stop saving your players. Play them for fantasy reasons.
Yeah, fuck's sake.
Yeah, don't you know I have a matchup here? I need to make the playoffs, and I don't care if he gets it. Miami 30th against the quarterback like Jimmy G. He is a viable option here. The question is how viable do you get here? Like,
I don't know. I still wouldn't trust him. Like, I just don't think you can trust him as a fantasy relevant quarterback. You just don't know what he's going to do. I think there's a lot better options out there. I'd actually go for Goff over him if Goff is our median. I'd play Goff.
you picked Trevor Lawrence over him anyway because you had to make a decision with Kyler on bye this week, and you went the other way.
I think Lawrence is the pick up of the week until he absolutely destroys him.
Fair enough. Christian McCaffrey, he's the auto start at the running back position, especially with Elijah Mitchell gone. Jeff Wilson, revenge game. This is a revenge game for Mostert and Wilson, but I don't know if Mostert's back, is he?
I don't know.
Mostert, he's supposed to be back, I think. Yeah, I think they're hopeful he's back. But I'd say kind of hopeful. I'd say Jeff Wilson still a play here.
Yeah, you're playing both of them either way. Like, there's no way you're benching either of them if you have either of them and they're playing. One of those rare situations where you can play both running backs.
Yeah.
Hill and Waddle, there's no question marks. Doesn't matter again who they're playing. It's just there's no question. How's Debo live treating you there, Jamie?
Shocking. Absolutely fucking shocking.
I didn't take a lot of the stat line last week.
It's really funny in my fantasy team, actually. Joe I was really struggling for running backs. Now I'm really struggling for wide receivers.
That's what happens when you trade away your wide receivers for running backs. It's kind of how it works, you idiot.
And I got away Pittman, and then Williams got injured immediately.
He wasn't even fully fit when you traded for him.
But he was still a better option than Pittman. I saw my chance and I took it. But yeah, I don't know. Like watching the 49ers the last day, it just seemed to ignore Devo for some reason. He was just like, come on, throw the ball to me, lads, man. And he hobbled off in the first quarter as well. And I think that injury is niggling him. I don't know. I still don't know if I play him.
Because you can't bench him. You can't bench Devo.
You can't bench him, no, but you're not confident playing him. You're definitely not. Brandon
Ayuk looks like he's the number one guy for Jimmy G right now, don't he? Outside of Kittle.
Your man, what's his name? Joan Jennings was very good last day. Very good. I'm not saying pick him off, but I keep an eye on him.
They all eat into each other. They just piss you off. Like too many of. It's like McCaffrey's killed by Debo taking carries in the backfield, and then Debo's killed by Ayuk catching passes, and then Kittle's killing Ayuk, and then look, McCaffrey's just going to receive some balls as well, which takes Kittle out of the game. It's just like, this is bullshit. But you're playing them all.
That. But you're
that's the problem. You're banking on one of them to be the guy who gets 20, 25 points in the week, like.
Yeah, there's not really much else we can say. You've got to play them and just hope you got the winning lottery ticket. Gesicki, what do you think?
No,
I don't think you need to. They have enough options though, Gesicki.
One target last. That's fabulous.
The next game is the one that has the good tight end in it.
The Seahawks next.
Tyler Higbee a lot right there. Seahawks at Rams. Play the Seahawks defense.
Yeah.
Yes. 100%. That Rams team look absolutely horrific.
My man that I tipped how many weeks ago now? 5 weeks ago to eventually take over as the starting running back. Finally, is the starting running back of the Los Angeles Rams.
Kyron Williams is a quarterback. It doesn't matter who the running back is anymore.
Yeah, they will run the ball now.
Into a hole. They're not going to get very far.
They might get very far, but they'll run it.
-1 yard every run because there's like 17 men in the box.
That's kind of like winning like a 4,000 meter race or something, and then the prize is like a Mars bar. That's kind of what you got. Yeah.
But like,
I take a
isn't it
bar over Perkins.
isn't it mad now? Really, like you could look at it like the Rams could actually end up with the number 1 overall pick and end up getting CJ Stroud.
But they don't have their pick, so they traded it
Don't have
away.
picks.
Oh,
They're
they did
gone.
this.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
did. They traded away this year.
They traded away all of their future, and now they're
Who-
going to get like the number 1 pick.
Who got their pick for this year?
Oh, I don't know. Did they give it to Buffalo, or who did they get Von Miller off? The Broncos. Was he a 1 or was he a 2?
No, Von Miller was a free agent, wasn't he?
No, they traded for him. They traded picks for him. Hang on.
All gone, and yeah.
You to find this out. Tankathon in the NFL. Hopefully they have the picks traded too. So the current draft order. Well, obviously the Texans will be first. Detroit have the Rams pick in that Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford trade.
Oh my God! So Detroit actually could end up getting CJ Stroud and getting rid of Goff.
They'll get a quarterback. Yeah, who's the Alabama quarterback at the minute? He's supposed to be pretty good as well, isn't he?
Oh, I can't think of his name. I was only looking at it the other day as well.
I was watching him play the last day. He's fairly solid, like.
Yeah, I just think Stroud will be
Bryce
the automatic first quarterback off the board in this draft. Like, he's been outstanding for Ohio State this year.
Bryce Young is the quarterback, or Brees Young, however you say it. Like,
That's him. Yeah. Good quarterback as well. There's one other guy there that they're looking at this year as well. Looks like he could be a potential first rounder, but I can't remember his name either.
Denver are currently for the 4th pick in Seattle. The fucking Seahawks are gonna be class.
The Seahawks are surely sticking with Geno Smith after this year, though.
Oh yeah, but they could get they could still get a good piece at 4. Philadelphia have pick 6 from the Saints. What is going on? All the teams good, like, and they've got high picks coming in.
That's incredible stuff.
Arizona have pick 7 at the minute, so let's see what inside linebacker can climb draft to pick 7 this year.
Hey, Kyler Murray could end up being gone out of there, but you could end up looking for a quarterback.
Anyway, we're way off topic here. Geno, you're going to play. I think you're basically playing Geno. Kenny's an automatic start at running back. Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf, you rolling with the 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has Lockett been a bit quieter? I haven't really seen much of Lockett recently.
Yeah, he hasn't been hitting the 20-point games, but he's been solid out at 11s, 15s, 14s.
He's getting into your wide receiver 2 spot there anyway.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
You're playing
those
every
two
week.
boys. You're playing those two boys.
Well done, Tyler Lockett. Wide receiver 13 on the season. Well done, sir. What round was he drafted in? Like the 8th round or something stupid like that?
He was late this year.
Making us look like fools.
But in fairness, they were both undervalued this year, I think. Like, we knew they were talented, but you weren't drafting them with Geno Smith.
Be a train wreck.
Yeah.
It turns out Geno Smith is like the best passer of the ball this year. He's like the highest passer rating out of everyone.
Stupid.
He's your boy.
Fucking hate the Seahawks. God damn it. It's they're so good as well, is the annoying thing. Just stop. This was supposed to be your down year.
Yeah, Pete Carroll, boy, best coach in the NFL.
He probably could get coach of the year this year, realistically. Like,
oh, he should get it, man. Look at what he has.
he has the 3rd pick in the draft by the looks of it.
Yeah, but name another coach that could trade away their franchise quarterback and just pick up a guy and go, hey, Gino, you want to come play for the Seahawks? Ah, yeah, no bother. Here, go on there and just be class.
I don't know if we can ever call Russ the franchise quarterback anymore. I think he's playing his way out of being the Hall of Fame quarterback.
Yeah, man's bad.
Keep playing this bad, like he'd be gone. Kansas City at Cincinnati. Big boy points here, I'd say, this week.
Yep. This is a fantasy matchup if you ever wanted one.
I'm putting Pacheco. Go for it. Like, play them all.
Just go for it, yeah.
Yeah.
Pacheco's your boy.
Well, he's been very just steady. And I don't have him on any rosters because I dumped him ages ago, but then.
But in terms of a Chiefs running back, that's very impressive. Like, you don't get steady Chiefs running backs.
Yeah, like people are even talking about playing McKinnon in this. I don't know if I'd be on that kind of that wavelength. You'd have to be fairly stuck. But I play Pacheco because I know it'll get you 10 points.
Yeah, I'd be on that. Or I wouldn't be playing McKinnon. I wouldn't be anywhere near that.
No.
If Mixon's back, P. Ryan obviously goes to your bench.
P. Ryan goes to the waiver wire if Mixon's back.
I've already dropped him. He's gone.
Yeah, you picked him up, didn't play him. They just dropped him.
I had intended on playing him.
We don't need to talk about the quarterbacks they're both played here because they're just both going to score a lot on each other. Juju, like you probably go and play Juju, do you? Like were they just easing him in last week? He only had 38% of the snaps.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a tough one of those wide receivers, really. You know, and it's oddly disappointing, you know, because you have Patrick Mahomes, who's probably the best passer of the ball in the league. Like, all those wide receivers should be getting unbelievable points, but can you really trust any of them?
I'm not playing Tony because, like, Tony will. If he even plays, he's still not practicing. But if he does play, he'll pull his hamstring. He'll either score you 700 points or he'll pull his hamstring.
Yep.
Tony. MVS, like, is anyone excited about playing MVS?
No, but I think with the Chiefs wide receiver core coming into this game, just with Juju being a bit banged up, MVS being MVS, and Tony just not playing, I don't really want to play any of them. Like, unless I'm stuck, I'm actually not playing any of them. Whereas on the other side, I would probably put in any of their receivers, but I'm just not playing any of the Chiefs guys.
Any of the three boys.
Yeah.
You could even make a shout for Trenton Irwin if you really want to.
Yeah,
He was getting a bit of ball there the last 2 weeks as well.
I trust him on a snap count if he's back, isn't he?
Yeah, I'd actually trust Irwin more than any of those Chiefs wide receivers.
I think Jamar Chase is going to be full go. I don't think there's going to be. Then again, the man was on crutches 2 weeks ago. Like, this is insane. I don't know. I think if Jamar Chase is marked as fit, I'm playing him. There's no questions. I'm just putting him in.
Yep. Oh yeah, if Chase is fit, you can't bench him, so you wouldn't take that risk. It's madness.
To be honest, I'm doubling back on Juju. If I'm stuck, I'm playing him. Like, if I don't have another option, I'm playing him.
Fair. And then tight ends. I wouldn't play any. Of course you would. Travis Kelce. He's the only one you're playing.
Yeah, he's like we always say, he's the actual wide receiver.
Yeah, like that's it. Like,
would you not play Hurst? No.
Nah, he can go fuck himself.
Huh? He's having a great couple of weeks.
Yeah, just if Jamar's Chase back, he can definitely. He's not getting him into my team. Not trusting that.
But like, you're down the back stretch now, and this is where the Bengals usually become good. Like, this is where they got really good last year. I think they're all kind of viable at this point.
I don't know. I think I could get a better matchup out there than the Chiefs.
Yeah, I suppose.
The thing is, though, you always score points against the Chiefs, but I just think there's too many mouths with the wide receivers to be looking his way.
Yeah, that's my biggest issue with the Bengals.
The Chargers against Las Vegas.
We have a question there if you want to jump onto that before we move on.
I can indeed. What we got here? Oh. Trevor Lawrence for 5,900 or Pat Mahomes for 8,300 is DFS, obviously, but you're building your roster.
DraftKings.
Yeah. don't know.
I'd probably take T-Law, to be honest, just to save that budget.
It's cheap, like, and then you can go and spend up on like a bigger running back. Like, I'd be happy to play Trevor Lawrence this week. Let's face it, Mahomes is probably going to score 4 or 5 more points, but if you can make that up in different positions, I'd be happy to.
Yeah, I definitely take Trevor Lawrence just for the extra cap space.
Yeah, put Trevor Lawrence in there. Make sure you get Nick Chubb this week.
Yeah, Nick Chubb is auto start.
Yeah, like, I wonder how much he is on DraftKings this week. He must be an absolute fortune.
Yeah, he's probably like half your budget.
T. Higgins or Jalen Waddle.
Jennifer Waddle.
I've got Jennifer Lawrence in mind here.
I'd go Higgins, I think.
Jeez, I don't know. Like, again, Chase coming back just upsets me with that so much because, like, if he's full go, T. Higgins's receptions go way down. Yeah. If he's snap count, he still takes away from T. Higgins's catches. Jalen Waddle is either bust or boom. Like, he's been consistent enough now the last couple of weeks. I think I'd probably go Waddle. It's just San Francisco's defense is so good.
I think I go Higgins purely because the Kansas City matchup will have lots of points, so he's got a good shot with a touchdown.
Yeah, I think Higgins will play very well. Like, they're not going to just stop throwing the ball to him. You know,
yeah, like
especially with Chase is just coming back.
I take it they're both the same price. That's why the price wasn't included. But yeah, I'd probably lean slightly to Higgins.
Yeah, I'd agree. So that'll end. Did we even talk about the Chargers actually, or did I skip over it altogether?
Yeah, we need to talk about the Chargers, but like there's not a whole lot to talk about, really, is there?
Like, even Herbert, like, you can't. We were talking earlier about Lamar. It was just disappointing. Like, Herbert had a big week against Arizona there, but he's been disappointing all season as well. Like,
he's been hurt all season, hasn't he? He got hurt week 1, like.
Well, you'd imagine with Adam Williams back now, like, he's got no more excuses. This is where he has to,
only the fact that he like still has cracked ribs or something.
yeah. But get over that, like.
Yeah, get over that.
Mike Williams is still day to day. Like, man is just I feel like he's been day to day for like 3 weeks.
He's been day to day since like week 2, man.
Are you playing Mike Williams if he's back this week? Like, Vegas are terrible, but at the same time, you haven't seen Mike Williams in how many weeks?
I'd play Palmer over him, to be honest. I'm not playing Mike Williams this week.
I'd play Williams over Palmer, yeah.
No,
I have both
Palmer
for some reason.
Hang on a bloody second. Mike Williams played in that Kansas City game. I do not remember seeing him play at all in that game.
When was that? Oh, yeah.
Is that right? In 9% of the snaps? I don't remember him coming back for that at all. Anyway, he sucked. Probably a bit harsh on 9% of the snaps, but anyway. Keenan Allen, Josh Palmer, yeah, we're happy enough to say that with the wide receivers there.
Yeah, happy enough with that. Yeah.
I think it's Keenan Allen. It's a toss-up between the other two, didn't I? I don't think you can kind of bank on Palmer either.
Fair enough. Eckler and Jacobs there, just there's no need to really discuss that. Play them. We've all moved from Derek Carr. There's no hellscape will ever play him anymore, isn't there? Like, there's no situation you would ever play him.
No, I told you the week he got nothing, he does never play again. Anyone who's still playing Derek Carr needs to have a good hard look at themselves. He's a quarterback who got you no points, and he was not injured, so he should never be played again.
But ever since that game, though, he's played he's been doing really well.
I don't care. Man can turn into Jesus and throw the absolute Hail Marys down the pitch and score every one of them. I would never play him again.
22 points, 21 points, 24 points, 26 points. See, this is the trap now.
Yeah, no, it's not happening, man.
The Chargers are a really bad defense as well.
Yeah, but that's Joey Bosa is out still, is he, or is he back?
I haven't heard anything about them in a long time, but I was looking at defenses to stream in the playoffs for week 15 and 16, 17. Chargers have the best schedule, but they have been terrible. Like they're literally not scoring any points.
Yeah, no, I'm not playing Derek Carr.
You can't make the.
I
won't do.
don't care.
I'm not asking you to. I'm just saying, like, he's
No,
doing okay.
it is irrelevant. I won't even speak about it unless it's talking about not playing him.
Shane just signs off, leaves the podcast. I'm not talking about it. So we've talked about the running backs. Devontae Adams, he's in, but none of us are going to play Holland seriously. Like,
no.
Gerald Everett is just like it's pointless.
Not getting played anymore.
Yeah. It's just
Yeah.
Foster Moreau. I'm probably not playing him either. To be honest, he got a touchdown to save his week last week.
Yeah, like he seems like one of them guys that if you're on the carousel, it's all right to kind of get him, but like there was so many injuries to tight ends now in the last 3 weeks. We've dropped 3 or 4 kind of solid tight ends. So like if you're on the carousel with the rest of your league now, he's one I suppose you could jump to and just pray he has a good game. He's got the upside to have a good game. Like,
yeah, I go with Conklin over him. To be honest, I prefer Conk.
Yeah, I would as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Indianapolis at Dallas. This could be a decent enough game. It'd be interesting to see how Jonathan Taylor deals with the Cowboys defense. After that, then you're just firing up all the Cowboys you'd normally fire up, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah.
Gallup, are we interested in Gallup at all? Is he the...
Not unless you're stuck in desperate need of a flex position and your league is extremely deep.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah. I picked him up a few weeks ago in the hope that he might come a bit good, but yeah, I'm just going to give it up on him at this point.
Like, I think he will come good. Just, I've said it every week. I really do believe he will come good, but it's looking more and more likely that he's not going to come good unless the Cowboys are in the playoffs, and then you're going to see him in a playoff game do something incredible or something. I feel that's the way it's kind of going.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie, I'm going to cue you up here now for your weekly. Feel free to discuss them over the music, Jamie.
Your shit. Yeah, no, like he's not my problem anymore. I don't care. Like he can do whatever the fuck he wants. Like I don't care. No.
He did. He got 15 points last week. He looked good.
He's been doing okay since I got rid of him. To be quite honest about it, he's been doing okay. Yeah, fucking dirty bastard. He'll never play my team again.
I think the play of the week this week is the Cowboys defense in this game, isn't it?
Yeah. I'd say so. Yeah. I look. I don't think you want to play Pippen or Campbell or anyone else. Like the only one you want Coles is Taylor. Just stay away from that. You don't need it. Get that out of your life.
And then just to sum up the Cowboys: Dak, Zeke, Pollard, CD, Dalton Schultz. We're happy out there at that game. New Orleans at Tampa Bay, the game that we really wanted to talk about, that we got asked a question on earlier.
Oh, so excited.
It's not our fault they're playing Monday night.
Monday night games are generally terrible for Europeans anyway, because we don't really care. We don't see it until we wake up in the morning.
1:15 in the morning, and I have to work, man.
Ain't no one got time for that.
Yeah.
Podcast doesn't pay bills, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Tom Brady, would you look his way? Like, I don't even think you can look Tom's way really anymore, can you? One or two passing touchdowns.
Not really, no.
Just like Giselle now, you're just looking at him passively aggressively.
There probably isn't a whole pile here you can really look at. Anyway, confidently, like. So, like the Kamara went off late last week, so he could be injured. Like you got this 50-50 split now in the box. It looks like Joe Fournette just coming off the injury, so even if you are to play White, it's probably taking points off White. Like would you play Chris Godwin? I suppose. Yeah,
Yeah,
you probably play him.
probably the most consistent receiver at this point, didn't he?
Yeah, and it's probably all your kind of confidence in really.
Like what
Yeah,
Mike Evans had 2 receptions last week, and I don't think he got his first reception until like late in the third quarter or the fourth quarter or something on that. I remember it being really late in the game when Mike Evans first touched the ball. I was like, that's insane.
Yeah, he was getting overthrown like mad. Like just
Yeah,
constant.
like Julio, I think was actually he caught more balls than Mike Evans last week.
Like the Saints are bad against wide receivers, so you're going to be playing Godwin anyway, and you're going to be playing Mike Evans, but it's just kind of maybe cover your eyes every time the ball gets thrown towards Mike Evans.
Yeah, it just seems to be Tampa Bay's O line is so banged up, and like you can only say next man up for so long before it's just ridiculous. Like what are they missing? 4 off the offensive line now. Like Tom Brady's not going to rush around the pocket and get out and be able to throw a ball downfield. Man's nearly a fucking relic at this stage. Like he's standing in the pocket. That's it. Like that's why he's not having the success. He's getting too much pressure.
I'd say that's probably a +4 Godwin in that sense, because it will literally be Tom will snap the ball and throw it instantly.
Yeah, so look, Godwin's viable, but I don't see any of the rest of the Tampa Bay team has been properly viable. Like
I think you have to play Evans. There's no real way around it if you have him. Like who are you going to bench?
Unless your team is extremely deep, you're playing him. Like, but you don't want to play him now.
Yeah. See, Allen Robinson is out for the season as well.
Who?
Oh no, that's awful.
To sum this game up, really, like there's not like Olave. You have to play him because it's Olave at this stage. But there's no excitement anywhere in here. Like
no.
No.
I think that's fair. Yeah,
this game is awful. For 2 really good franchises, this game is awful.
There should be viable options. That's the annoying thing. Like you're probably playing Lenny and White as flexes because you probably don't really have much of a way around that. You probably do. You probably bench 2 of them if you want, but
yeah, like I'm probably not playing Lenny this week. He's on my team, and he's probably not getting into the starting lineup. I think I'll roll with Singletary over him.
If Fournette is out, you play White. He looks good. He looks very good.
Yeah, it's just like what? How many 20-point weeks has Fournette had this year? 1, 2. They haven't been healthy enough on the O line to run the ball. They can't do it. Like
that was a fun podcast.
Yeah,
nice sour note to end it on.
Anybody have anything positive to say before we go? No?
Well, I would back that game to have over like 10 sacks in it or something if that's a thing you want to take.
I'll give you a positive note. I'll give you a positive note there.
He did. He nearly died, but he's alive.
Spirits back up.
Just gotta hope he's not self-medicating. And that it, Jamie.
That's it, boy. That's it, boy.
All right, that'll wrap us for the week. Thanks everyone for listening and getting questions into us. We'll be back next week for the run into the playoffs, and hopefully we get there. Please like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter at IF Punts. Dan, Shane, and Jamie signing off.
Yeah, see you lads. Some of us aren't getting the playoffs, so don't worry about that.
I'm not. I just got disqualified, so
we're all Team Dan. Team Dan.
No, fuck him. I hope he gets destroyed.
They're at like 9-3 or some shit.
Yeah, how? You're awful.
Disgusting. Bye, guys.